Hello, all of my imaginary friends. I'm back and doing another Deep Thoughts in the Garden. This is my fourth video and it'll be my third part of this particular little segment that's kind of about music and plants. The first one was more about the music and plants. The last one had more to do with plants being hooked up to lie detector tests and, you know, kind of communicating, I guess, in a way. This one leads into more about why the second one is included in the music part, because it really didn't have a lot to do with music, but I wanted to do that first because it really connects to the music part of this one. The plants being hooked up to lie detector tests, that was by Cleveland Barker, I think. Oh no, I'll put it down in the description, or I'll flash the thing with his name. Horrible at names. So it was this guy, I believe he was in the CIA, and he dealt with polygraphs, and this was in the 60s. Kind of wonder why this was like 60 years ago and we don't have more research done on this. I'm sure it has to do with like funding and why a lot of things don't get researched the way they should, because scientists need to get paid and they only get paid for things that are research for money, I guess, right? That makes sense. That was real words. But anyway, since then, there's been a lot of different studies on hooking them up to lie detector tests and this, that, and the other. Well, most people don't have a way to get their hands on lie detector tests to hook their plants up to do their own little studies. Well, this gets into, I have found that there are a few different devices like this that you can actually purchase yourself, and I really kind of think I might need to purchase one of these in my future. But it is a device that you hook up to your plant similar to a lie detector test, and it, you know, the electronic pulses or whatever that makes the little arm on the lie detector test move, it, instead of making an arm on a lie detector test move, it is programmed to emit a sound. And there, I believe in researching these, that there are different ones you can make the sounds sound like different instruments. And so when hooking your plants up to these devices, the electronic pulses that your plants emit then create music, because it's converted into a tone, and then the repetitiveness of it turns into music. So there are lots of these songs that have been recorded that were made by plants being hooked up, and then different things. There's lots of different things that I found. One of them was kind of a test on GMOs versus not GMOs. And they had hooked up two plants to these things at different times. The first plant they hooked up to it didn't make any noise. Then the second one they hooked up to it made a beautiful song with it. And then they hooked the first one back up after it had heard the second plant make a song, and then it played a beautiful song. And come to find out, the first plant was a GMO and the second plant was a non-GMO. And they were trying to kind of figure out if GMO plants don't have that internal song, I guess, but really when you're hooking these plants up to these devices, it's not that the plant is making a song, it seems to be a way that the plant is communicating. So we've just turned it into a song with these devices. And one of the big things that interests me about this is listening to songs for a healthy plant versus the songs of a sick plant. I think this would be very interesting. This is one of the reasons why I kind of want to get one of these devices and play with it and, you know, kind of understand more myself with this device. And I swear I found an article that was talking about someone that hooked up a healthy tomato plant to one of these devices and recorded the song of the healthy tomato plant and then played that song back to a sick tomato plant, and it started healing and getting better. Now, I've since tried to find this article again, and I'm not using the right keywords or something, but I haven't been able to find this article again. But to me, that would be very interesting. It would be a game changer in the garden, really, if you think about it. If you were able to play recordings of healthy plants communicating with unhealthy plants and get a result of healthier plants, you know, the plants coming out of that sickness or building up their immunities, and why that happens. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with this video here, is the plants playing music for us, and these devices that you can hook up the plants to and listen to their songs. And it just interests me so much, because I feel like if I had one of these devices, I could learn so much from my plants just in listening to the noises that they make for me under different circumstances. Maybe I could try different fertilizers and hook my plants up to these and see if they play a better song for one fertilizer versus the other fertilizer. Maybe I could hook my plants up in different locations in my yard and see if they play happier music, or more consistent music, I guess it would be, in a location versus another location, to see if the plants enjoy those locations more. So this is just kind of one of those things, like I said at the very first of the music, the plants and music videos that I made. It's so much. I just didn't feel like I could combine all of this into one video, because I needed to kind of break it down and break it apart and kind of analyze it. And I would like for you all to comment and let me know what you think about these different topics, and how do you feel about those, and what have you heard, and, you know, have you read anything or learned anything or seen anything that would, you know, that you want to kind of testify about on this topic. I would love to hear all this. I'm very, very intrigued with these things. I just, you know, like I said, the whole point of this, you know, seems to be finding out if plants are sentient beings, which really, right now I'm convinced that they are. And I'm convinced that, you know, plants observe us and they see us, they know us, and you know, we have our plants that are all around us all the time, and as gardeners we invest a lot of time and energy and money into these plants, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can for my plants, and that I'm treating them the way that they need to be treated, because I want my plants to do good. I love my plants. I care about my plants. And I'm sure every gardener feels the same way, even if it's, you know, just basic gardening. You love what you get from your garden, otherwise you wouldn't put that time and energy into it. So if this helps to become a better gardener, if this helps to have a healthier plant that gives me better food and, you know, I'm all about this. And now there's some psychological stuff going on in my head that is kind of unsettling at times. Like I said in the last video, I now have kind of a guilty conscience about weeding my garden beds, because I feel like, are my plants, you know, observing me and thinking of me as a plant killer? I don't want them to think I'm a plant killer. I want them to know I'm just trying to help them out. I don't know. That's just me. Like I said, I get in my head about these things. That's why I'm making these videos, to kind of share that thought process and what I'm thinking and what I'm learning about all of this. And it's so interesting. It's so in depth, and I really would love to hear what you all think about this. And, you know, do you think I'm crazy? Or should I? No. I'm gonna be who I am all day, every day. It doesn't matter. But, you know, what do you think? What's going on in your head hole right here? What do these thoughts do to you? Are they as exciting and stimulating to you as they are for me, or is it just you know, somebody to laugh at, some crazy plant lady to laugh at, whatever it is? It's, you know, just my deep thoughts in the garden, just kind of rambling. I got along now, again, talking's hard, trying to get all this from in my head and how I see it and turn it into words to make you understand what I am trying to understand here. Because I know that in talking about this to different people, when I talk one-on-one to people, I can explain and kind of get them to see where I'm coming from more. It's harder talking to my imaginary friends because I can't see you. I don't know what you're thinking, so just comment that down below so that I know. If you like these videos and enjoy this content, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, subscribe. And I am all about making more of these videos. They're super fun to me and really interesting, and I hope that you all enjoy them. Just want to say thank you all so much. I love your guts. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.